Hey, y'all. Just setting up the camera for this video conversation. How's everybody doing today? Give everybody a few minutes to get on. Today we're going to be talking about DTF, y'all. Talking about the world of DTF, who's it for, and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested, then come on in. Sometimes it takes me a few minutes to get the video started, But I'll kind of straighten up and start talking about DTF. Hope everybody is doing good today. I'm doing good, feeling good, looking good. We got a whole lot of transfers here today to cut up. So it's a good time for me to get on here and kind of talk about DTF and the transfers, who's it for, how to maximize profits using DTF transfers, how to buy DTF transfers from somebody else, how to sell them, resell the DTF transfers. Should you be printing DTF transfers yourself in-house or outsourcing them? All that good stuff we're going to talk about today. So this is about $1,500 in DTF transfers. Ugh. Come on. I'm actually looking for one specific transfer that I need to cut up. Hey, Cynthia. Keisha. How's it going, y'all? So, everything is, tell you guys a little bit. So, impression seems to be turning into a thing. I just put up some information over on the website. I'll put up a post with everybody's dates and times that they're talking and all of that good stuff. I'm gonna have to move. It's too many of them, y'all. It's too many. I've got more coming, but I need to find a particular design. Whoa. I need to find a particular design here. I might have to sit this. I'll bring this way. There. So I may not be in focus, but who cares? Y'all don't need to see me. So if you are doing DTF transfers, my old school hair grease. These came from my guy here in Dallas. So what I do as a t-shirt business is I order my transfers and then I resell my transfers versus me printing the transfers in-house. And so those of y'all who follow, y'all know that's what I do. There's a lot of money in transfers. I said from the beginning of DTF, I probably won't do DTF unless I need to do like small prints. This size print is where the DTF money is. This is the print that's the real money maker right there. That's the size print. Small prints, that is your money maker in DTF. Been talking a lot lately about getting a DTF printer, and I'm going to tell you guys something. So, okay, now I know what I want to talk about this video. Sometimes I'll just put up stuff and I don't really know like what I want to talk about until I just get on. I'll just title it like what I'm doing. So I want to talk to you guys about a business mindset. Let's talk about a business mindset. So most people who are getting involved in doing t-shirts and hobbyists and things, when you first start in business, you want to do everything in-house. right? We all want to do everything in-house because I always say, and I always tell you guys, if you really want to make like the maximum amount of profit, then do most things in-house, because in-house is where your money's going to come from. Whenever you can print in-house, most of the time in-house printing, you can print it cheaper and faster than you could outsource it. But there comes a time when you have multiple types of processes. I was talking to my DTF guy yesterday, and he was like, where are you located, and this and other, and how come you buying so many transfers, right? And I was like, oh baby, you trying to get over here up in the Lady T business. You just doing too much. But we started talking, and I explained that, hey, I'm a screen printer, right? And so as a screen printer, screen printing is going to always be my love. That's my first love. It's always going to be the way that I prefer to do business. But I can maximize my profits by bringing in DTF like this, especially when I'm doing like small stuff like this and ganging it. Another way I could maximize profits is if I was to do screen printed transfers, and I could probably put six screen printed transfers this side to a sheet too. So that's another way that you could maximize your profit. But so let's say, for example, over the last few days, I've probably spent about $3,500 in transfers. Over the last month, I've probably spent close to $5,000 in transfers. And you would say, $5,000, you can have for $5,000, you could have went and invested in a DTF printer, right? And this I've given serious thought to. Like, hey, I could go and buy a DTF printer, because between now and the end of the year, I know that I'm probably going to be spending at least $1,000 a month just on outsourcing transfers, right? But here's the deal. If I bring DTF back in-house, that means that's a job that somebody has to do. That's a whole complete job that somebody got to do. And DTF printers have gotten a lot better, right? We're not talking about desktop. When I'm talking DTF printers, y'all, I'm not going to talk about like desktop printers, because y'all know how I feel about the desktop experience. I've been there, done that, and we're not going to do that again. So kind of, unless I find a free printer or something like that, then maybe I would convert a printer, but you're not going to really see me like doing the converted printer type thing on here anymore. So when I'm talking about DTF, we're going to be talking about like printers that are professional printers, or what we can call, let's say if you were to get a machine that prints, let's say, so there are, I was looking at one of the ones that I saw was the X-Tool machine. I'm going to still call the X-Tool machine like a hobby machine. It's not a home machine, but I would call it a hobby machine. And I was thinking about getting the X-Tool machine, but what stopped me from getting the X-Tool is, one, the roll feed. It doesn't roll feed. And I don't have time to be printing sheets, right? I want to like print everything out on the roll and be done. The main thing that stopped me with that type of printer is that you can only do so many a day. So for me, in my thoughts and thinking about like, hey, should I get into doing DTG printing? And what you should be thinking about, if you're thinking about starting a DTG, not DTG, y'all, DTF. If you're thinking about getting into DTF printing, right, you should think about your capacity and what you think starting out you'll be able to do, and then where you will grow. I remember telling you guys about maybe the beginning of this year, I'm going to outsource these DTF transfers, and when I start making $1,000 a month, selling $1,000 a month in transfers, it'll be time for me to get a DTF machine, right? That's what I told you guys. But then I started outsourcing the transfers, and when I started outsourcing the transfers, it just got so super easy for me to do. All of my team members, all of the ladies that I deal with are outsourcing transfers now. With the exception of Cynthia. Cynthia can print her own transfers because Cynthia has a DTG machine, but Cynthia does also. So Cynthia has the ability to do not only DTF, but she can actually do true DTG machine, DTG printing, which gives her that, you know, that competitive edge. But when it comes to like doing stuff like this and you need to get something done in a whole lot of transfers, I question, you know, like a traditional DTG machine, how it would take, as far as like how long it would take to do, because that machine has to be handled by a human, which means, and even the DTF machine got to be handled by a human. But what I mean is you got to stand there and put the transfers on the machine. And when you got a commercial DTF machine, then you can just do the roll and let it print. So something like this, I kind of decided to just keep outsourcing it for now, at least until I'm looking for an actual print, y'all. So that's why I'm not cutting like the full pieces piece by piece. So I decided to keep outsourcing this just for right now. And I'm actually in negotiations with my printer, because he came to me and said, hey, not only can we do your DTG stuff, if you want to outsource that whole thing to me where your DTG prints, I'll do the printing, the pressing, and everything for you for X amount of dollars. So I'm going to look into that and see if it makes sense for us to do that, because it would keep us doing what we like to do, which is screen printing, which is where my bread and butter is coming in. I told you guys before, I'm like, nothing beats screen printing. You can't, as far as the profits, right? But this is what I want to tell you guys is DTF is starting to catch up, right? DTF is starting to catch up in what in cost. Like the cost of DTF prints have gone down. And so it's starting to get closer and closer to screen printing, right? Babysitting for days. Girl, you crazy. So the cost of DTG, DTF, the cost of the inks and stuff is starting to go down. The cost of the machines the professional machines are up there, but the quality of the prints is starting to get better, in my opinion. I know that my prints, my DTG man, he's still using the same machines, but the quality of the prints are starting to get better because they're coming out now with better inks. They're coming out with better inks, better films. They even have film that cuts apart and breaks apart. Pam, I'm on live. I'll have to call you back.
All right, baby.
All right.
I'm just checking on you.
Okay.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too. My sister, y'all, she'll call and call. And if I don't answer, she'll just keep calling. So the quality of inks are getting better. And the quality of the prints are, the quality of inks, the quality of paper, everything's starting to get a little bit better. And y'all know with demand can go either way. Demand can increase prices or it can reduce prices when you have a lot of people that are into the game, right? And all DTF transfers are not the same, right? I see these commercials where you see Ninja transfers and they're and they're selling transfers to people that are at home, right? And so when you see that kind of stuff, you kind of get mad and you kind of get upset about it, because you're like, okay, if you are selling to me as a wholesaler, but you're also selling to the consumer, right? And you're telling people that they can heat press, use a just not even a heat press, just press this on with an iron. But what they don't tell you, what they're not telling those folks at home, is that, hey, you might end up having some problems from that, from doing that. That's why I tell y'all now that I don't shop with a lot of big companies. I shop local whenever I can, and small business, just because of the way that I see things going on in the industry. You get a much better deal when you find somebody that's local, that you can, do business with. When you find somebody local you can do business with, it doesn't even look like my design is on here that I'm looking for, y'all. When you find somebody local that you can do business with, build that relationship with. I went into my DTG guys. He's got a heat press machine in there, and so go to places and actually meet these people in person, right? So I was happened to be in his store last week, and a lady came in, and she had purchased a DTF transfer, and she wanted to use the heat press, and she didn't know how to use the heat press. Well, the opportunity came in for me to, at first I wasn't going to, right? And then the guy was like, "Do you know how to use the heat press?" I'm like, "Yep, I sure do." So started use the heat press my stuff, and then told her, "Here, I'll press yours." So I started having a conversation with him about how, hey, um, respecting your customers and having your wholesale customers on one price, and then having your retail customers on one price, which is how the original game goes, right? And I know some of y'all out here there that buy retail, you're gonna be mad at me, but I'm just gonna tell you the truth, because you got to think like a business, right? So we kind of discussed that and kind of open up the floor to talk about pricing, which allowed me to kind of go in and negotiate a different special pricing, because with that being said, I am purchasing a lot of transfers, right? And so if I'm purchasing more transfers, I need the person or the company that's doing the printing for me to respect, what I'm to respect that. It ain't on this one. And cut all those up, and it ain't on that row. So let's find another row. It's got to be. Damn, I should have put it at the very top of the row. This is the part that I don't like, is cutting up all the transfers. So, you guys have any questions? If y'all have any questions about DTF or DTG, let me know down in the comments. This is a faster way for me to find it, y'all. So, just like trying to figure out, like, if you're gonna, like, for me, with me deciding right now, okay, I'm not going to get a machine right now, is because I don't have the time to learn the machine, the learning curve for the machine. And here's the thing, like, that still looks, I don't know if that's as bright as I would want it to be. This is the problem that I'm dealing with right here. It's these transfers right here. These are the transfers that I'm trying to make sure that they are bright enough. So we got to proof this. Sometimes when you're dealing with clients that are on another level, you got to send proof. So I'm just going to we sent out a picture proof, but we're going to send this proof also, like, is the photo proof. of the transfers. And the thing about sending photos is a lot of times the photo will look a lot brighter than, or look a little bit brighter than what the transfers is. And so this actually looks, that green background to me looks a little bit off. So I'm gonna take a piece of paper and just sit it on this piece of paper so that I don't have anything in the background when I take the image. Try to get a higher quality image from this and move myself out of the camera. We'll put an auto flash on there and see. No, we'll just go ahead and put the flash on. Let me look at it. That looks okay. Let me send this to her. Sam, when are you sending me all of these pictures? So okay, guys, so I'm like, okay, so this is for a professional soccer team. What the hell is this? This lady sending me. What is this, baby? What is this? Okay, so you got 2 heat presses there. Okay, so that's from the top. And then, so inside the Super Bowl, inside the, not Super Bowl, so inside the stadium. Ooh. Okay. So, before I do an event or something like that, they'll show me like the logistics of loading and going in and all of that stuff. So I'm looking at that for, we will store stuff here. What they got to do with me, baby? I'm coming in, bouncing in, and doing what I'm doing. I don't have time for that. Let's see. What does it have to do with me? Okay. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so let me look at the actual printed sample. Sorry to keep y'all holding up. This particular sample that they sent me, this particular transfer came over as an AI transfer. So as a AI file. And when you have a transfer that comes over as an AI file and they don't convert it to a PNG to that color code, then sometimes you'll have a shift in the color. And I'm trying to see if this is a shift in the color because I know that the color was, at least I think that the color may have been different. And I know that that was one of the questions that was asked of me, is if the color was different. So I'm actually looking to see. That's really close to that gold that's on there. Um, Not from that image, but I'm looking at this gold right here that's on here, and this gold is a little different, which I think it's supposed to be. but I'm trying to see because we've already had, they've been about these little 30 transfers, honey, going crazy. So I need to make sure that that blue is brighter. So that's the blue on the mock-up. Y'all see? That's the blue on the mock-up. And that's the blue. Actually, the gold looks fine. The blue does look a little duller to me than what I'd like. It looks a little duller. So if you see the two, the blue is a little different. It's showing a lot lighter on the, there's the blue, and that's the blue. But it's going to be close enough, okay? Okay, so yeah, it's going to have to be close enough. If it's not, so normally what I'll do is I'll normally send out the press proof, right? Like not a press proof, but the digital proof. And then after I send out a digital proof, I won't print these, but I'm on a time crunch. And since they only needed 30 of this particular one, I just decided, okay, I'll go ahead and print these up. I actually got to tell my team what to wear too, to get so that they'll be dressed appropriately for this. Oh, I can't do that. So I got to cut all of these up, and then once I cut them all up, I'm going to put them in some little trays. And then I'll put the front of this. So the trays that I normally use for events is like this. So I'll put it like here. But I'm not going to be able to put these here. So I'm going to put a piece of paper in here. Like, I'm going to take these out. Oh, I'll take one of these out. This is what I'll do. Is I always layer the bottom. You can buy these from the Dollar Tree, but I layer it with whatever color event, the event colors at the bottom. So the last event I did was red. This event is like gold and something. So I'll take this and put this in here, but then I'll take a little sign and I'll just tape it here. And what I'll do is I'll just heat press extra logo here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some, just cut some little wood, not wood, but this is cardstock. Just cut some cardstock and then just press the designs onto the cardstock. So when people walk up, they'll see the tray full of whatever, and they'll just grab the designs. It's cheap. It works, especially when you're doing a lot of different. When you got like a lot of stuff going on and you always switching up the signage, that's a quick way to get it done. That's a quick way to get it done. We need to be able to do 1,000 transfers in a matter of 4 hours. So it's quite a bit going on. We're going to have 4 heat presses and 2, is this the one? I don't know. This one may, I'm not sure if this has caps or not, but on one of them I know we got caps and whatnot. So what do you guys think? You think I should invest in a DTG printer? If I invested in a DTG printer, my mindset is this. If I was to invest in a DTG printer, I don't want to be stuck dealing with like a machine that I have to baby and all of that. So right now, and I could have went out and grabbed a DTF printer, right? But the reason I didn't is because I wouldn't have had time to really get to learn the printer. And one thing that I do not do is play with my clients' money. That's what we're not doing. We're not going to go buy something and spend the client's money buying something for our business that is not on them, right? Especially if you can't, you like, okay, well, I can go and spend it. Because a lot of times that's what your mind says. Oh, I can go and buy this printer, and then I have the printer, and then I can make the job pay for the printer, right? But what if you don't have the funds, and then you go and you buy a printer or something, and then shit don't go right? Because whenever you have a plan, trust me, in this print business, you think sometimes, oh, I'm gonna just go in here and I'm gonna print this, and this is gonna be quick, fast, and in a hurry. No. So I'd rather go ahead and outsource it to somebody that has not one printer but multiple printers. This guy has like 6 big printers. And so I know that, okay, if one printer goes down, I'm still getting my stuff out, because that's what he specializes in. So sometimes in business, to make money, you got to spend money. And I'm comfortable with that. I was talking to somebody about ads, right, the other day. And she was saying, well, I really don't have the money to spend on ads. And I said, well, put $5, do $5 ads, right? If that $5 makes you $10, or that $5 makes you $7, then you put another $5 ad in till you get to where, okay, now you say, okay, well, I'll do a $10 ad. If that $10 ad makes me $50, I'm ecstatic and great and happy about it. And so that's how you have to look at marketing. You have to start spending money on marketing, guys, in order for you, until you're able to start growing that organic traffic. And then once you are able to start growing it organically, then you are literally like good to go, and you don't have to worry about anything. But in the beginning, you have to spend money. If you are not a cold beast, like, you can be a beast, and because I don't spend a lot of money, but there's a lot of things that I do in business that honestly, it takes months. Like, it took me months to really just go back over my whole process, and fine tune everything. Because I said to myself, hey, you out here, you teaching people, you telling people what to do. And my biggest mistake, the biggest mistake I ever made was not updating my website. And letting that go to the side because I had other stuff going on, right? You get busy sometimes. We all get busy, but I let other stuff go on. And I should have paid someone to come in and do what I did not have the time to do at that time. So, because if you can, that's the thing about making money and growing your business. You can still be a home business and make over 6 figures, and in order for you, I'm gonna tell y'all something. In order for you to make 6 figures, we talking about 6 figures profit. In order for you to make 6 figures profit, you have to make a double, so you got to make 200,000 in order to make 6 figures, because about half of that stuff is going over into your overhead. Now, I prefer to have a 30% overhead. You can get stuff down to where you got a 30% overhead, you're doing great. But you still, in order for you to be able to, you can't really make it right now in life. You gotta literally $100,000 a year income is nothing. It's nothing. You can't really even live off it. It's like you making $50,000 a year, 2 years ago. So you have to make, at least $150,000 to $200,000 a year in profit for you to even be able to live comfortably and just know that, hey, I'm good, which is crazy now. I don't, because the cost of everything is going up. And I just heard some stuff last night. I don't know. But I heard some stuff last night about some tariffs, and I haven't got some about an $800 rule or something, and I have not. Um, the thing that I was reading, it said, it was talking about Etsy and eBay, and it was saying, hey, this is gonna really like affect Etsy and eBay sellers. But I'm here to tell y'all, the only thing that you could literally do when COVID hit, I was one of the first screen printers that immediately doubled my prices. Normally in business, if you're running any type of business, normally every year you should be increasing your prices, because inflation increases every year. So every time you get an inflation hike, you have to increase your prices, right? And so this is the thing. A lot of times people say, well, but if I increase my prices, then I'll lose my customers, because my customers don't want to pay this or they don't want to pay that. This is the thing. Get better customers. Get better customers. When I started printing, the customers I had when I started out printing is not the customers that I have today. The customers I had when I started out printing, I was in the bazaar, which I started out with an 800 square foot spot doing my printing. I was dealing with everybody. Birthday shirts. I did a lot of rest in peace shirts, just fun shirts, party shirts. I was doing the shirts for the strippers, the pay before your pumps, all of that stuff. The F y'all, I'm from Texas, stuff like that, and it honestly, I was making a lot of money for back then. So I always tell people, like, my journey is a little different. Like, how people say, well, I got into doing business and I wasn't making money. I was lucky. I got in at the right time, in the right place, and I was lucky, and to be making that kind of money, because I was making $800 to $1,500 a day easily every time I opened my door, and I was only running my spot like 4 days a week. So I felt back then that was a lot of money, right? Shit, my mortgage note was only $600 a month back then. So that was a lot of money for back then. So, sometimes you have to start maneuvering and finding ways to get better customers. Like if I'm sitting at home right now and I'm looking at this video and I know that, okay, my average customer is probably a birthday party, and all I'm doing is, stuff for my friends and my family. I'm going to ask myself why, right? I'm going to ask myself why. And then I'm going to ask myself, how do I expand and go beyond friends and family, right? What am I doing to take my business beyond friends and family? When I post on social media, am I just posting a picture of me wearing something, or am I shouting to the mountaintops that, hey, I do t-shirts, I print t-shirts, come holler at me, right? Am I doing any type of boost, just $5 boost, because I'm trying to get out of the friend zone, get out of the family zone? The friend and the family zone will tear you down. It will tear you down, because friends and family, they want so much. They want so much for so less. They don't want to spend money, and you're always capped with friends and family. I'm here to tell y'all that. You can have a friend that they're over the church's function that's doing, and the church is buying 100 shirts, right? And that friend will not call you. That friend will not call you. I got friends like that right today, that those friends would not call me. But guess what? Now I won't even take their calls. Girl, go over there and get so-and-so. I don't know, baby. I'm busy. I don't know, baby. I would love to do that for y'all. You know what, girl? I would love to help y'all out, but we got so much work going on. I'm just telling you the way it is, and that's the truth. You know, so if that's you, if y'all can feel me in the comments, say, hey, that's me. That's what I'm going through, trying to figure out how to get those customers. And, you know, one of the things that I tell people is that when you're talking to people and about doing t-shirts, talk with confidence. Don't price your products or give prices out of, there has to be a rhythm, a rhyme, or a reason for the price that you quote. If you're just pulling quotes out of the air, and this is so, it's two sides to this business. It's three types of people when it comes to pricing. You got that person that is always underbidding themselves, right? You underbidding yourselves because you don't understand your value or your worth. And so you'll just say, okay, well, the shirt is $3, this is this, and I make $5. I remember going to a show and I heard someone say, well, if I make $5 profit off a shirt, I'm doing good. And I said, this Negro is crazy, right? $5 profit off a shirt is not going to allow you to grow your business. If you are pricing right, you have to have some type of pricing structure. This ain't a pitch, but that's why I made Miss T's t-shirt calculator, y'all. Was because I needed to be able to price for me, to price consistently across the board. And something happened when I made it. When I came up with it and I made it, 2009, and people would come, because at this time I had a store and people would walk into the store. And so something happened with my my confidence went through the roof. The way that I quoted changed. My whole demeanor changed. The customers stopped asking questions. It's a difference when you come in and you like, hey, I want to get 20 shirts. How much is 20 shirts? And I'm like, let me see. And I'm doing all of this and I'm trying to figure it out. It's something different when you go to the computer and you doop, 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 and print out that invoice and hand that invoice to them. Boom, right? Hand that invoice to them and you're done, right? It's something about that. I don't, because I sell my own calculator, that my own pricing software, so I don't help other people. I've made one, but you can, now they have where you can, if you're just wanting something basic, mine's is very complicated. Not complicated to use, but it's very in depth when it comes to pricing. There's like over 1,500 or 2,000 products in there that you price. But you could literally go over to Canva or something like that and make your own, your own pricing system. However, you gotta know, like, you have to literally know how much this is, right? You have to literally know how much this is. It's over on ladyprintboss.com. You can go over to ladyprintboss.com. As a matter of fact, y'all, if you are trying to figure out like how to price your your DTF transfers, you can go over to ladyprintboss.com and there is a free pricing calculator. I use it every day. Literally, like, I use my own stuff every day to go in and check price, to price stuff. And what it does is it also, when I put in the pricing, I can hit copy and then send it to an email and send it straight over to my customer. Marilyn, there are also videos here on the channel. If you go to the home page of this YouTube channel, you'll see the different ones that are on there. And I'm gonna show you guys real quick, because when you go over to my website right here and you click on this free, it's gonna say free, and you click on this right here, that free DTF. calculator. There's a free DTF pricing calculator that's right there that you can go to the website and use. And the way you use it, there's presets set in here. I'm not going to turn the phone around because it's shining really bright. There's presets set in here. So let's say, for example, I need my prints, I want 7x7 or 10x10 inch prints, and this customer needs 24 prints. It's going to tell me for the roll, I'm using a 22-inch roll. It's going to give me that gap in there so I got enough space to cut between it. And then all I have to do is put in the price that it'll give me the length. It'll tell me how much the blanks cost. I put in the cost of blanks in there, and it'll come back and tell me exactly how many yards I need. So I can put this in and I can say, okay, this is 121 inches and I pay for that from my person. Let's say it's $60. And then I can do whatever markup I want to do. If I want to do a 300% markup, a 400% markup, do not just double your DTF transfers. Don't just double the cost of your transfers, okay? So then here we have our pricing will pop up right there for you, which per piece and everything. And all you have to do is just hit copy this and then copy it and send that quote over. It's really easy, and it has all the instructions on there. So that's a quick and easy way if you're just now like trying to figure out like how should I price my DTF transfers, that will help you. I always price my DTF. For the DTF transfers, I'm not going to just double the price. I'm going to go 3 to 4 times the price of the transfer. And I do not, for me, I shop local, so I get a really good price, like on transfers. So you can go over there and use that if you like, and it'll really help you. It helps me like literally like every day. I use it every day. I don't put out stuff that I don't use myself. So I literally use that one like literally every day, y'all. Man, it's a lot of transfers. And then for shirts, a lot of times it depends on the shirt. And I'm going to tell y'all this here too. I have customers that come to me and they want Under Armour shirts, or they want to bring me a Nike t-shirt. The price that you're charging someone to print on a Under Armour or a Nike shirt should not be the same price, and we're talking about printing, should not be the same price that you're charging for printing on cheaper garments, right? If you're printing a regular basic cotton shirt. And this works more so for screen printing, but also for DTF and doing transfers, right? So every transfer is not made for every shirt, right? If I'm doing a 100% polyester shirt, I'm not going to use this transfer. I'm going to buy a hot peel. I'm going to order from a company that's doing a hot peel. If I'm doing a screen print, right, on a Bella Canvas shirt, then my print is going to have a soft additive in it. I'm going to use either ink that's made for that, or ultra soft ink that's made for the process that for those shirts. And this is where you get the money. This is why people pay me money, because I'm able to explain to them what it is that I'm doing. So you can't compare me to another printer. You want to take yourself and put yourself in that premium range where you are the authority. Yeah, you got a $5 shirt, like I got on my website, we have a $5 shirt that is, and I tell this story, I've told this story 100 times. We got a $5 t-shirt. You can get 100 shirts screen printed for $5 with a one color print job. You might say, why the hell would she do that? That deal is not really a deal to be sold. That, and this is the thing. Think about the human psyche. Do you want the cheapest of the cheap? Or will you look at something and say, oh, them $5, I wonder if they shrink? Or are you expecting to get, if you have a budget, right? And you say, okay, well, that shirt $5. Well, I like some, every time I tell that deal to somebody, every time, they'll say, well, I want to see the type of shirts. And I'll tell them, well, baby, for $5, it's just, this is just your run-of-the-mill cotton t-shirt. It's pre-shrunk, but it's going to shrink. That, because that's my speaking style. Like, straight up. I'm like that straight up type of person that's going to tell you, if you're looking for a one-time wear, I got you. Right? This a walk and that's all you need, I got you. Right? That print's not going to be oversized. It's not going to be big. You're not going to get nothing special. You're going to get one hit of ink, and that's just what that is. We're not going to flash it. We're not going to make sure that it's this or that. You're going to get what you pay for, right? And then you have your premium people. So that $5 special actually helps me. I haven't sold one in at least 7 or 8 months. It actually works great as an upsell. You would never think it, but it does. It works great as an upsell. But yeah, y'all, if you're having problems pricing, I may end up doing it's about time for me to do an updated video on pricing. And after I get through all this stuff, I'm actually, I've got a couple of orders. I've got a lady that's trying to get an order now for some stuff. So I'm going to take like a couple of more orders. I really keep saying that I'm about to shut it down for the year because I feel like we're booked out. But it's just the design that just keeps coming. Y'all know who this is? Y'all don't even recognize this symbol. Y'all don't even know. Y'all will know when I post it at the event. So I'll probably do something on pricing here pretty soon. And if you're not on my email list, y'all make sure that y'all go over to, I'm going to put on the front page, on the home page, I'm getting ready to upgrade the channel and put some stuff on the home page over there so that people know how to get in contact with me so they can get on the email list, because I'm more so going towards the email list than being on YouTube so much. That's why I don't really have the time to like do the recorded videos. So everything is always, so we got 2 sets. We got those for people to grab, and we got those for people to grab. And now we'll start on another one. So it's just gonna be, let's see what this lady says. See if we have gotten an email back. So the for those of you guys, we got anybody in Dallas that's in here, or anybody that's coming to the Impression Show in Dallas, I did put up on the home page of Lady Print Boss, y'all. The show schedule is up, and y'all know that this will be recorded at some time. It'll come out. They'll put it out over on that page. But right now, I don't know what's going on. It's taken a while to get everything up and going. So I did put it on the front page of it's actually on the front page of ladyprintboss.com. 14 days, 20 hours, and 32 minutes until I take the stage. Thursday, October 2nd, AI in the print game. We're going to talk about AI, how it is in your business. And then there's going to be a happy hour after the show from 4 to 5 p.m. at the Katy Trail. And then on Friday, who's doing Talking Friday? Friday, my girl Charity is going to come out. Custom T-shirts request. She's going to come out and she's going to talk about the future screen printing with future generations. This is a lady who I handpicked to be one of the future women who are out there killing the game in screen printing. She's going to be talking. I've got another girl. So I've got two. A lot of times people who are printing are not training people to train other people. So this girl, she's going to come out. She's going to do her thing. I'm hoping to get another lady who I'm watching y'all might think that I'm not watching, but I'm watching y'all. So I'm looking at another lady who I'm going to get to come out, not at this event but at a future event, who's who has taken my classes and stuff. So let's see. So that's Friday. She's going to be talking about that, about screen print. So if you're into screen print, come out and talk about that. On Friday at 1 p.m., I'm going to be talking about how to take your home hustle and turn it into a 100K plus business. And I'm going to teach you how to do it in less than 6 months. So if you're not there, you're going to miss it. Because at those shows, at these shows, at the trade shows, that's when I'm going to really like drop the gems, because people are traveling and coming from out of town and stuff. So I'm going to really hit hard on that. And then who's talking on Saturday? Saturday morning, it has me on here at 11 a.m., but I'm not talking at 11 a.m. Saturday morning at 11 a.m., Mel Minor, which is another lady from the Boss team that's from this channel, that both of these ladies I met directly from this channel. So I do believe in lifting up women from within my circle, right? So on Saturday, Mel is going to be talking about a great opportunity, y'all. She's going to be talking about finding opportunities within organizations, charities, sororities, fraternities, how to get in, how to get your foot in the door, which that's going to be like amazing, because if you could get like one chapter, one organization or group that could really like take you, like I have one company that orders from me, and they order like $25,000-$30,000 worth of merch every year. It's not a organization or anything like that, but you could literally like 4 people and you at your 100K. So just kind of keep that stuff in mind, because that's going to be like literally fire. And I can't wait to see them come out and talk. And them girls better, if they watch this replay, better come out and go hard and make me proud. With all of that being said, y'all, I do want to start promoting. I will be at every trade show come 2026. I'm gonna show up to, I will be at, just gonna go ahead and claim it, I'm gonna be at the Long Beach show. I'm gonna talk. I know I don't show up for a lot of shows and stuff because I'm busy, but I am going to be at that show, and we're probably gonna do a class at that show, which will be outside of the show. So we'll probably do something there at that show. You know, hey, these I'm not gonna cut up all of. I want to cut all of these. This in this order, this was the most. This right here, cost the most in this order. The bigger sizes, when you have to do the big sizes in DTF, that's what costs. This I could have actually screen printed, but I don't have room on the press because they're printing every day. And so this would have been a job that's a two-color job that we could have did screen print transfers in-house. Had I seen the artwork in time, I would not have ordered DTF transfers. I try not to order the DTF transfers big like this, but if I do, then I still have to I still have to make sure that I just charge that on to the customer because y'all gotta pay. They gotta pay for it. Your customer you should always make enough money. And this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. So I know somebody said, hey, that's me. I'm having problems with pricing. When you pricing your stuff, price for your mistakes, price for that garment. Remember when I was saying like, hey, you shouldn't be charging the same amount to print on this or print on that. You should be charging more, because what happens if you print on a $20 t-shirt and that t-shirt, something happens to that t-shirt? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gotta tell these people when you're doing orders, when you're doing artwork for somebody, or not artwork, but printing. How many of y'all have a customer supplied t-shirts clause? If that customer is supplying their own t-shirts, then they need to sign a form with you saying that customer supplied t-shirts or garments are supplied at the customer's risk, not at your risk. And what this means, I want to explain that to y'all. The reason being is that when I started printing, people would bring me shirts and I would mess them up. Sometimes ink get on a shirt, or you have to do a print. Let's say you print something upside down, or anything could happen. It could be that the shirt melt, y'all. It could be literally anything that happens, right? And you didn't buy the shirt, so now you're supposed to run around town and try to find that one shirt, even if that shirt is a $3 shirt. You're running around trying to find that one shirt, taking time out. You just think, I'm just gonna run up to Michael's and get a shirt, right? But that Michael's trip that you decide to go up there and get that one shirt, that trip ended up taking you 2 hours because you went to Michael's, they didn't have it, you had to go somewhere else or whatever. Y'all get the story. Y'all get what I'm talking about. And so during the time that you're doing that, now you're missing money doing something else. So you cannot be out here replacing customer shirts. Instead, you got to think like a business. A business-minded person is going to say, hey, sure, I'll print those shirts for you, but because I'm printing those shirts for you, this is for me and my business, and this is how we do it. If we provide the t-shirts, or whatever the garment is that we're printing on for whatever process, whether it's a cup, a bag, or whatever you're doing, right? You literally want to be the person that supplies everything and you do the full on service, right? Where you tell them, we really prefer to supply a complete service, to provide the complete service. Now, what people will do is people will say, well, I have my own design, and I got my own shirt, so how much is the printing? They want you to discount the printing. And y'all are like, well, they got their own design. No, you're not going to discount the printing. Even when they have their own design and the logo is ready to print, right? You still have to put that logo in the computer. Sometimes you have to resize it. You have to set it in gang sheets and all of that stuff. So right now, today, whenever you're doing orders, right? If that customer, if you have to go in, y'all, if you have to go in and you have to create any type of logo or any type of artwork for people, you need to get paid. You need to get paid. I'm charging a $35 minimum for artwork. Okay. That's based on, normally for me it's a little bit different because it's based on people are getting 100 pieces or 50 pieces or something like that, so that artwork is very minimal, right? And it's literally like me going in and maybe I'm typing in something, happy birthday, da 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 da. But if I'm spending 30 minutes to an hour on your artwork, right, I need to be getting paid. The only reason that you're able to give them that artwork for that $35, $50, $75 or whatever is because they're buying all of the shirts from you. They're getting the full complete service from you, right? And so you should be charging them for stuff. You should be charging for that. Now, I understand when you first get started, it's like, oh, I'll go in here and I'll go in Canva and do that. But how many of us have gone in Canva and printed something that has taken us hours to fix? And we're like, ooh, I really should have charged for that. Like, your time, you cannot get your time back. So today I want y'all to say, hey, if it's over, let's say that you give your customers as a courtesy, okay, I'll do something and it takes 15 minutes, I'm good to go. Other than that, there are all kind of forms out here and all kind of apps and things that people can go in and create designs. Yes, sir. I'm online. Yes.
Are you online?
Yes.
I need the stuff for them hoodies.
Which hoodies?
What's going on them hoodies?
Okay. Go get the transfer box and bring it to me. That's outside.
Where is
in the garage.
Alright.
Get the box that has all the transfers and bring it here and I'll show you. So don't stop making the money because I'm on live, baby. Don't stop making the money. What was I talking about? Y'all, he done came in here and messed me up. So let's see. What were we talking about? Y'all, that's part of getting old. So yeah, you need to be you need to be charging people for, artwork. If it's 15 minutes or something like that, then that's just fine. But what I was gonna say, and I remember now, so hey, my medicines are kicking in, right? When I stopped doing people's artwork in like 2025, I slowed down. Every job I was getting was like artwork. I had Michelle come and work for me in 2015. Michelle came in and she started working for me. And so when she came in and she started working for me, she charged for designs. She charged you whether she put a $25 charge on every order that I had. Okay, see, get all this stuff out here. All this here, this is not no junk box. This right here, this is the whole problem. What the hell is all of this? This is not the junk box. This is, get this shit. Get all of this right here.
This y'all stuff.
All of this here. All of this stuff right here. Ain't none of this supposed to be in here. All that stuff. Take it. Take all that. Well, take it all and get it up out of here. All of it. All that got to go. Okay, well then, but it don't go in this. This is my bucket. Now, the black shirts. Hold on, y'all. The shirts. This is gonna go on the pocket. And then, okay, so you remember those white t-shirts? So she got, and you remember you had one white shirt that needed to be replaced. This goes on the back of all the hoodies. This is for the hoodies. It should be a black, a white, and a gray, but I ordered the wrong color gray, which was supposed to have those different designs. Which one had this design, one had this design. I think this was on the white. Mm-hmm. And then what was this on?
White.
This was on the white. So one was on, one was on white and one was on gray.
Yeah, gray. That's on gray.
Oh yeah, so it was white and gray shirts?
White, gray, and then I think you did black hoodies or something.
I thought you had gray, black shirts too. Ask your uncle. Let's see. And then these, I was just gonna put this on something and give them. But those are the main ones for the hoodies. Let me know how many shirts.
I'm gonna do the backs.
Yeah, all the hoodies you can do the backs too. Okay. So yeah, so when I stopped, when she came in and started working for me, that girl paid herself because I walked in one day, shut my door, baby, shut my door, shut my door. I walked in one day and I was like, started counting, going through the orders, and I was like, where's all this extra money coming from? And so then I just started adding the fee on without even saying anything, just adding that fee. And that was 10 years ago that we was adding a $25 fee. And then from there it went up. Now if I do artwork from scratch, you may be out of $150 if I'm doing artwork from totally from scratch and it's complicated, right? Or I'm doing a vector trace or something like that. Now I can do artwork over in ChatGPT so fast, like some of these designs that I had to do is like, okay, let me just take that over there and clean that up. And so the cost of artwork is not as expensive for some jobs, but if it takes you a long time to do it, then charge for it. If it takes you time and you're spending your time doing it, charge for it, y'all. Because that's how you make money, right? And when people are coming to you and they're bringing you their shirts, you should actually be charging more because they're not getting the package deal. If you get the shirts or whatever product from me, you get the shirts, you get the printing, you get the artwork, you're getting everything. It's a package deal. If you come to me and you don't want the package deal, guess what? You lose. I'm sorry, but we prefer. So this is what I tell my customers. They'll come and they'll say, well, can I bring my own shirts? And I'll tell them, sure, you can provide your own shirts. However, you do lose the package discount, the discount that we give you when we provide the whole complete service. And if you provide customer provided shirts from me, and you guys don't have to do this, but for me, this is what I do. I have $150 minimum on customer provided garments. The reason being on print services is that stops people from coming to me who are wanting one or two shirts. Now, there are times that I have customers, so there's always an exception to the rule. There are times that I have corporate clients and they just need a birthday shirt, right? And we have the rule in place, right? They will pay because they want that shirt. You got people that'll pay you $100 for a shirt just because, oh, we need it. We actually literally need that. We actually literally need you to do that, and we don't care what it costs. We just need it. So they'll actually pay. Let me charge this up. They'll actually still pay for it. And then sometimes there are customers that I'm like, okay, they spent so much money with me, I'll do it for them. I'll let them bring their own shirt, and the only reason I'll let them bring their own shirt is it's something that I cannot get, but I won't guarantee it, right? That something happens. So if you have customers and they're bringing their own shirts, here's a way to deter it. You let them know, okay, sure, you can provide your own product. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so sure, you can provide your own product, but I'm gonna need you to bring a few extra shirts in each size. Standard, our standard misprint rate, and that's industry. You say the industry standard misprint rate is 3%. So let's say they bring 100 shirts, and I know, okay, I need you to bring me an extra 3 shirts, right? And I need you to provide me, so that means I need you to provide an extra 1 in each size. If nothing happens, great, I'll print it. Most of the time you're going to have nothing happens, right? But if something does happen, then you still have that extra shirt. If nothing happens, don't print it and give it back to them. But what you're going to find is people are going to be like, well, shoes, I don't want to provide no extra shirt, so I'm just going to go on and get it from you. And the only reason that a lot of times a lot of these people are even wanting to provide their own shirts is because they think you're going to get a real discount. I'm gonna provide the shirts. So if I provide the shirts, it's gonna be cheaper. No, it's more expensive. It needs to be more expensive. Um,
Amen.
yes.
I got it's four hoodies, right?
Uh-huh.
I got 3 of these for the
Okay.
bag.
Okay.
And then I got this one right here.
Okay. That needs to go on that white shirt. So don't put that. So do the 3 hoodies. Okay, so on the 3 hoodies you got, let me look and see, because you talking about the brand new hoodies, not the other ones that I had, which all of them are brand new, but the 3 that are folded, the 4 hoodies that are folded together.
Is that right here?
Yeah, they all folded together.
They ain't folded. They was right there. Like, took them out. I don't know if they folded. You
Hold
want me to
on.
bring them to you?
No, let me hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. Let me look it up. Okay, so she is missing. Oh, she needed 1 shirt. So yeah, it's 4. Do all 4, and then she wanted another set, which was the extra large. The extra large set. So you should have a total of
4 of these. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's okay.
I got 3 of these.
Print what you got, and then I'll order what we don't have. Because she added an extra large set of everything. So that means she's going to have an extra large white tee, an extra large gray tee, and an extra large black tee in V-necks. And then those other V-necks that are in there, those are mine. So she got gray, white, and black in extra large. That's the extra shirts. And then that one shirt should be, remember the one that you messed up, that white one?
I guess.
Here you go, look. That's gonna refresh your memory.
I know it
But
was,
you see
I
this
can't
one?
remember what I messed up
This
on.
I did, this I ordered the wrong color, gray. So there's some gray shirts in there, you just bring them to me. This is the black. And then that's the design that goes on the white. So you'll see a white t-shirt in there in whatever it is in the smallest size. That's
This
gonna
goes
be
on white.
that's gonna be the one that goes on there. The larger size shirts, they belong to me.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, close the door. Whew. Okay, y'all. Hey, lady. Donetta, yeah, you charge for the designs. You got to. Because people have to understand. And then I'm going to tell you guys something too. Even though, so like for me, if I create a design for you as part of the service, right? The design is inclusive of the service. So you're getting the design, it's included with the service. So you're getting that design included with the service and not exclusive, right? Inclusive of the service. I created the design belongs to me. Unless you're actually purchasing artwork. Purchasing artwork means that now I'm going to give you that. I designed that for you. I'm going to give you that file. We got a contract for design services. So a lot of times what happens is you have a customer who they get something printed and maybe they want to go and get some business cards or something like that. You could literally sell them the design, right? They'll use it in this day and age. They'll honestly go and use it anyways. Most of the time I don't charge for that unless I have, like I had a restaurant that came to me with a logo that was jacked up and I had to recreate the whole logo. So within me recreating the whole entire logo for them, I ended up charging like $300 to recreate the logo, and then I did a release, an art release, signing the logo over to them, which is signing it off from me to them, that they own the logo. And it just depends on the client, right? There's so many ways to make money in this game. There's a lot of transfers, y'all. We still got about 4 rows. I'm not going to probably do them all on this live. got to start on my Halloween designs. I'll be doing my first Halloween order ever. Like, I've never printed anything for anyone for Halloween. So it's a pretty big order of 500 shirts. So it's going to be fun to do. It's going to be really, really fun to do. I can't wait until after to do this stuff. I gotta do it now. So let's see what else we can talk about. The average cost, I'm gonna tell you guys. So people nowadays, like I'm seeing people that are with DTF. DTF started out and people were selling DTF for $25 a print for, $25 a shirt. Now DTF is going down. You have places that selling for like $15 a shirt. I can do DTF transfers for $15 a shirt based on a one-sided print, but normally people are buying multiples from me. By the time and there's add-ons with that. So let's say that it's $15 a shirt. That $15 a shirt is, trust and believe, is the cheapest shirt that you can get. Remember? So $15 is the cheapest shirt, and then you got to charge for the rush fee. Oh, okay. You just said it. You took it out as soon as you was writing it. It just, yeah. So that's the other thing. So let's say, for example, somebody comes to you and they want something. You have to figure out how long it takes you in your shop. And I say shop, guys, this is a home business, right? But it's still my shop. So that's how I just speak. So how long does it take you to print jobs in your shop, right? And how many jobs do you want to print a week? So if you know how much time I have allotted and how many jobs I can do, you know how long it takes you to do your printing. So for me in my shop, all printing is 5 to 10 business days. Screen printing is 5 to 10 business days. DTF is 5 business days. Anything past that is a rush fee. Now, if you look at a company like Custom Ink, screen printing is 2 weeks. Their screen printing is 2 weeks. If you need a rush, you're looking at 30%, and you can have it within 3 days or three or 4 days. I think their rush is I think their 1 week rush is 30% or 20%, 20% or 30%. So what I do, and this is just a tip, if you have, so let's say if you have a website, or if you have people that, if you're selling singles, I can say a rush is, and let me go over to a site and look so I can tell you guys correctly. Well, baby, I understand, but you know that water has to be paid. You've been in the house for over a month and over a year, and you haven't been paying the water bill. So the water bill has to be paid. And unfortunately, if you can't pay the water bill and you can't pay your rent, then you have to figure out what else you can do, which is move. Let me know when the keys will be available. I ain't got time today, y'all. Don't have time today. I've got a tenant that has not been paying his water bill. I don't know what to tell him. So you can't pay your water bill. All you got to do is pack up, and you gotta go. You gotta go. We were talking about rush fees. Let's get back on to the business at hand with the rush fees. What I was doing is I was gonna look over here. So for me, if it's anything under, let's say if somebody calls me and they want next day rush, right? I'm gonna charge you 50%. So let's say if the order is $500, and I'm gonna charge you a 50% rush fee, that's gonna be half of what that is. So it's gonna be an extra 250 added onto the order. One way that you can do it when you're selling singles is to add a percentage onto. I like to do percentages. Um, and then so that 14.95 shirt or that $25 shirt, whatever, whatever it is in your area, I'm gonna go in here and show you guys how I take this up. Again, the 14.95 shirt is also a another trick that I use, not a trick, but a way of marketing. So you're grabbing, because what you're doing, you're grabbing that low end customer and you're also able to grab that higher end customer. So for example, let's go over here and I'm going to go over into my no minimums. So I have no minimums here, and notice I have shirts that are on here that are $14.95, right? So a customer can go onto the site, they can grab a shirt, and they click on the options. As you click on the options, price goes up. So if you just want a basic cotton t-shirt, we've got a basic cotton white t-shirt on there for you for $14.95. Let's say that you want that shirt to be in color, that price goes up to $15.95. You want to upgrade that shirt to a ring spun cotton t-shirt. Now we're at $18.95. Then you want to add a back to it. We add an extra $10 for the back, and you're at $28.95. Okay, then we have rush. So this is how I do my rush. Y'all see where I have standard, which has my 5 days printing, and then I have rush, which is my 2 days. My 2-day printing adds a $7.48, and then my 3-day express, and then my same day. All of those are, so same day is gonna be half, like, of what it is. So if the shirt is $28.95, same day is 50%. Express rush is 30%. Rush is 20%. And so when you add it like that, people see it. Oh, I really need this in 3 days. Okay, $38. Okay, I'm gonna spend, and then I end up getting $40 for a shirt. When I know that I can do the shirt in 3 days, right? Now, if I'm going to do the shirt next day, then I'm going to charge you double. And so those fees, if you do it like that, you really end up making money. And this is why I tell everybody, your business you need a website. You need a website, right? If you don't have a website, this is what a website does. Not only is the website like your home for your business, but it also takes you out of the equation and puts a buffer between you and the customer. So let's say my friend is having something and I say, yeah, sure, we can do that for you. Go over to the website, click on such, and go ahead and select your choices. Right? When people go over to the website, it's like, okay, it's here. You don't have to explain it. The same thing like when I told y'all when I started boxing up on my invoices and handing people an invoice. And I said, okay, here you go. How would you like to pay? I'm going to hand you that invoice, look at you straight face, hand you the invoice. It's something about people. They see that invoice and they're like, oh, this shit is real. This bitch said $2,500. This is $500. This is $200. You put it in their face, and you say, "Oh, okay, here you go. It's just da da da," right? Boom, and that's it. And it now it's on you. It's like, okay, I'm handing you that, and it's on you. But that's the way that you can upgrade the sale. And that's why I tell you, if you have a website, it puts that buffer between you and that person. And y'all don't forget, I got these done for you websites over here, right? Don't forget that we do have the done for you websites that I am working on. And they're actually ready. So a done for you website, what it looks like, it's actually you get your own home page that you're able to change out the home page. Right now we have over like 50 products on there. You're able to add your own products if you are not. It's great for people who are not used to like building sites and you're looking for something that is a done for you site that is made by someone who knows the t-shirt industry and knows what customers are looking for. So I really took my time when I built the sites to think as a customer would think about the flow of the site, the checkout process, the psyche of the person that's actually buying the product from from you. So they're really, really good. And my site is built off of my site, and my site has been made